a kumau mau pa. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele e ho mai, e ho mai. E ho mai ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele e. Hele hoi akala o moka o kona. Hele hoi o makai, wherever you come from. Kakaiaka e koma mai. Mahalo ke akua for the blessings of this day. As we start a unity of Kona in Kailua Kona, Hawaii with the Hawaiian prayer chant, the Eo Mai. Beseeching the Great Spirit and our ancestors to be with us and to grant us the wisdom of the stories being told, why they would tell the stories to their children in the highest octave. Oh, Great Spirit and ancestors, grant us the wisdom of life experiences that become our stories. For with this knowledge, we never have to repeat them again, and we move on forward, smarter, wiser, with that knowledge of the past. And so with that, we'll start our service. A great big aloha, and God bless you. And here we are, Unity of Kona, Kailua Kona, Hawaii. As we get started, I'd like to ask you to please stand, and we'll do our affirmation for the month, vision and mission statements. Here we are for the new month, the Harvesting Joy. And together, I release any attachments and steal my joy and embrace the freedom of happiness. And so it is. Here at Unity Kona, we come together with a vision, a world family of oneness, peace, and love. With our mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. And so it is. And while I get everybody standing, let's come together as we get our choir up here, and we'll do our opening song. Let's come together. All right, let's get somebody in. I can do it myself, but that's okay. We did it a cappella a couple weeks ago. That was pretty interesting. Yeah. You guys need to stay around, okay? Sorry. There we go. Hit it, maestro.
Look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Ooh, we come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life.
From every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
And get your feel nice.
Get your feel nice.
In honor of the God in each other. Now look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Ooh,
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Woohoo! While we take it all standing, take a moment now, our couple, as we say hi to each other in the sanctuary. If you're joining us online, please leave a comment in the comment section, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're watching from. We'd like to greet everybody. But now, give us a moment as we greet one another in the sanctuary. We're having so much fun. It's like, how do you stop me? Somebody stop me. It's been a while since we've seen one another. So at this point, it's hard to get people to sit back down and relax, enjoy the show here at Unity of Kona. What an honor it is to be here on a beautiful Sunday morning in beautiful Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. The weather is wonderful, but the VOG is bad. We say VOG, V-O-G, volcanic outgases. With the eruption at the volcano, everything's kind of getting bad air quality. But, you know, it is still beautiful, and we live in paradise. There's always just things you have to deal with. And as we get everybody coming back together in the sanctuary, we say thank you, God bless you, as well. We'd like to introduce anybody new or maybe haven't been here in a while. If you're new or haven't been in a while, maybe stand up and share where you're from and your name. We're all good? Well, if you're joining us online and you're new or wherever you're coming from, we'd like to send it out from Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. A great big aloha and God bless you. And so it is. Mahalo ke akua. What an amazing start on the week. Everybody gets to say hi and get that energy up to get through it all. And so now is the time in our service where we'll, I've asked Virginia to come up and do our daily word. So please give Virginia a rounding applause. Thank you, Virginia.
Okay. Good morning. Could you hear that? He suggests you speak right into the mic, and that's what I'm going to try to do. Today's lesson is joy. Joy is sitting in the back of the room, and I hope all of you have joy this morning. Good. Joy. God's joy blesses each day of my life. The aroma of my favorite foods from childhood brings a happy memory to my mind. Hearing the voice of a deer warms my heart. Looking upon the newborn face for the first time invokes a feeling words can't describe. While the giddy excitement of a child's joy may now be a memory, the joy I know today still delights me of knowing I am a living expression of God. God's life lives in me and you. Good wisdom is within me, my guide to be a deepening and understanding of myself and around the world. The love I share with people who are dear to me is God's love, living in each heart and expressing as much of each of us. What a greater joy can that be? Please say the verse for today, which is, with God's joy blesses each day of my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Virginia. Mahalo ke akua, for the joy in our hearts. And as we take a moment now, get comfortable where you sit, as we'll get ready to do the visualization. The visualization of the sanctuary, as well as the sanctuary of your soul. And as you get comfortable where you sit, visualize the sanctuary as a beautiful heart. And as you feel the loving energy of those around you in this place, in this moment, right now, feel that loving energy flowing around in through you. See the loving energy flowing around every person, every being on this earth and in this world. And in this moment, in this breath, if there are any circumstances, events in your life, or anyone you know in need of prayer, let's now see them in the center of what we just created, this most beautiful, loving heart. And as we hold the thoughts of our loved ones in mind, we'll now come together and say our prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Mahalo ke akua. Thank you, God. And now is the time in the service we introduce our musician for today, Dondi Nueva. Thank you, Dondi, for sharing your time, talent, and treasures.
Mahalo. Aloha kakayaka, everyone. Good morning. Oh, Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power through all the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Eke akua, 何かもなおのい花がおるわねめなほくがういらがえりおいけやらいこまないエベリアいかおりえなにほえなにほエベリアいかおらえなにほえなにほ
Thank you so much, Dondi. What a blessing it is to have your music here most every Sunday. So we really appreciate the effort that you put into this. And so it's an honor now for me to introduce our speaker for today, Reverend Sophia Falke, coming from Henderson, Nevada, I believe. I don't know, it's hard to track down this lady. She spends months all over the place. So Reverend Sophia, thank you for sharing your joy with us today. There you are. Mahalo.
Aloha. It's good to see your smiling faces this morning. Let's begin with the meditation. Shall we do meditation and message this morning? So I invite you to sit back comfortably in your chair, closing your eyes, closing the outer eye so that the inner eye might more clearly see and hear the message from our Creator. And breathe deeply. I believe breathing is our way of praying consistency and always breathing deeply. The light and the love that is God, allow it to fill every cell and tissue of your body. And then as you exhale, release any discomfort you might be experiencing, either in your emotions, your feelings. And again, breathing in deeply and purposely, intentionally spread that light and love, that high vibration that is God throughout your body. Just feel it like little fizzies going down through top of your head, down covering your face, your neck, your shoulders, out to your fingertips, and down through your torso, down through your legs, and out through your toes. Just feel that wonderful sensation of God in and through you. And again, every time you exhale, release any dis-ease or illness that might be going on in your body. Any aches and pains, just release them. And know that they are gone, that you are restored to wholeness. Continuing to breathe in the light and love of God. Imagine now that in every aspect of your life, you are joy. Imagine that. And affirm to yourself, I am joy. How does that feel? Flowing through you. I am joy. Do you feel your vibration rising? I am joy. Then affirm to yourself also, the joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. And as you add the joy of the Lord to your own vibration, feel that the light that you are expanding even farther. Now I invite you to bring to mind someone that you know, either personally or you see news reports about, perhaps passed on the street, who is lacking joy right now, who is disconnected from their soul source of joy. And radiate your joy out to them. Be very intentional. Share that joy. Share your light. And how do you feel when you share your joy that is boundless because you are drawing on the strength of the Lord, the strength of God's joy? Imagine if we lived in a world where everyone experienced joy. There'd be no more wars. There'd be no more poverty. There would be peace and love and acceptance. So I invite you to capture that experience that the world is filled with joy, despite outer appearances, and hold that in your consciousness as you go forward this day, this week, this month, for the rest of your life. Carry that joy. And I invite you now, as you feel comfortable, slowly return to this time and this place, opening your eyes. Know that you are joy. You are the joy of God expressing in the world. And so it is. Have you been to meetings ever where they have a warm-up act of some sort, that may be loud music, and they bring you in and everybody wants you to dance to get the energy going, and they almost get in your face. Well, actually, they do get in your face. Come on, dance. Join us. We want to be happy and joyful. And I don't know about you, but that annoys me. It really does. Don't force me to be joyful. I have one organization that I go to, and a few years ago, their warm up person brought drumsticks always for us. That's part of his signature talk that he gives out in the world. And he gives everybody drumsticks, and he puts on the music loud, and he wants us to be going in the beat of the music. And I went looking for my drumsticks so I could show you what it sounds like. Drumsticks on a desk, on a metal desk. I mean, for me, it was jarring. And I started going late just so I didn't have to experience that enforced joy and drumsticks. And for me, it was discordant. And I started thinking, well, if I don't enjoy those sorts of activities, maybe I'm not joyful. I was like, and here we've got the theme for the month of harvesting joy. So when I see how I respond to these situations where other people want to bring me to some definition of joy that they have made, I I wondered, well, is there something wrong with me? So I went to my friend, the dictionary, to check on what is the definition of joy. And it says that actually, you know what I discovered? Did you know that joy is both a noun and a verb? I did not realize joy is a verb, but it is. I've never said I joy, but apparently that is a proper use of English. But as a noun, and I think that's how most of us use it, noun, okay, a very glad feeling, happiness, great pleasure, delight. And then anything causing such a feeling, the expression or showing of that kind of feeling. Okay, I I can deal with that. I usually have at least glad feelings. I'm not depressed. So maybe I do have some joy in my life. So I felt a little bit better. And it didn't have drumsticks in the definition at all. So that made me very happy. I just I decided to continue my search on the meaning of joy. And Unity publishes a resource book called The Revealing Word, and it offers definitions, most of them from Charles Fillmore, our co founder, of what various spiritual terms mean. And they describe joy as the happiness of God expressed through his perfect idea man. Joy and gladness are strength giving, especially if the mind is fixed on the things of spirit. As, oh, that's great. And then they gave us the affirmation I used in the meditation. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So, joy, the happiness of God expressed through his perfect idea man. Joy and gladness are strength giving, especially if the mind is fixed on the things of spirit. So, it's inviting us, if we want to experience joy, to also be focused on spirit. I told a friend that about my search for the meaning of joy. He shared that to him, joy is simply quiet contentment. Quiet contentment. That resonated. And I think of my mother as a joyful person. She was the kind of person you wanted to be around. She was always compassionate, always supportive, and there was a quiet joy about her. And I realized, yeah, that was like a quiet contentment that she carried with her throughout her life. So, how do you experience joy? This is your opportunity to share. That is not a rhetorical question. So, come on, I can see you. How do you experience joy? Pardon? Singing, dancing, art? Yes. Carpentry, yeah. Creative pursuits, yeah. So far, nobody said drumsticks. Thank you. Uh, by the way, I do like drumsticks, but on a drum where they belong. One thing I know is that joy is a choice. It's a habit we build with practice. It's choosing to think peaceful thoughts instead of thoughts of worry and anxiety. It's fighting for what you want because you know you deserve it and leading the way for others when they have lost their joy. Joy is being in alignment with who you truly are. And when we get disconnected from our true self, we at least lose our joy. Would you agree with that? Yeah. Yeah, it's like we all have somewhere at some level a knowing that there is a true self to us. And I know we have all these layers that we have created over the years, but somewhere we understand that there is an essence, that it is above and beyond all of those layers that we have created to exist in this human experience. Basically, we are made up of our bodies and souls. And your soul is like being part of a big loving energy source that is always there. When you're living in a way that matches your soul, when you're in alignment, you feel good, both inside and out. It's that simple. But imagine if you have a job you don't like, or you don't have enough money to pay the bills, or maybe you're retired and bored. You tell your soul what you want by thinking or feeling it, and you wait for an answer. And you wait. And you wait. But what if nothing happens right away? What if you don't get your heart's desire? You might feel frustrated. You might even start to doubt yourself. The problem is probably that when you put out the desire, you're holding on to old ideas or doubts that stop you from receiving what you want. It's like being stuck on an old radio station while trying to tune into a new one. You can't bring up the new radio station until you've let go of the old, right? You have to turn the dial. You want something new, but you're blocking it from happening because your frequency, your vibration is not in alignment with what you desire. So you're constricting the flow to you of that new desire. Other barriers might be to joy, might be feelings of unworthiness, lack of purpose, poor judgment, or attachment. Attachment is an interesting concept. Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dyer, and I think Buddha say, basically be open to everything and attached to nothing. Open to everything and attached to nothing. Following that advice would certainly take away a lot of stress and make room for more joy in life. But how to release attachments you have on people, things, or patterns, your beliefs. When I'm talking about attachments, I mean that you I don't mean that you don't still want a particular desire or goal. All right. So it's not that I have to detach and I have to not want it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm referring to the potential lower frequency energy of, I gotta have it. That might become a deterrent to reaching your goal. Does that make sense? Okay. I see heads going. All right, good. So our job is to be clear about what we desire and let the universe take care of all the details and offer guidance on what is ours to do and to enjoy the journey. I'm going to dive deeper into the topic of attachment from the wisdom in Don Miguel Ruiz Jr.'s book, The 5 Levels of Attachment, to help identify and release attachments which no longer serve you. Ruiz talks about learning to see things in a new way without letting what you already know or believe get in your way. You know how we all have certain ideas or beliefs that we really like? Well, sometimes those beliefs can limit what we do in the future or what we can accomplish. It's like wearing blinders, like horses do. So we only see what's right in front of us. And this can stop us from doing new things that the real us, the real you, wants to try. Ruiz talks about something called the 5 levels of attachment. And these help us figure out how much we're holding on to in our own ideas and how willing we are to listen to others. The more we hold on to our beliefs, the more they start to control us. We start to think that what we know is who we are. And then we let what we know, we think we know, take over instead of being in charge of our thoughts, being in charge of our life. So holding on to things too closely can actually make us feel bad or even hurt. And sometimes we feel this physically, but don't take the time to think about why it's happening or what we're holding on to that's causing it. So let's go through the 5 levels of attachment. Level 1 is the authentic self. This is who you truly are. This is the level of pure, unlimited potential and where your soul wants us to operate from. Level 2 is preference. So we have the authentic self, and now we have preference. And at the level of preference, you would say that you prefer one way or one thing over another. You aren't invested in your need to defend your choice. It simply is a preference, but you could easily choose another thing or course of action without attachment. It's like switching from chocolate to vanilla ice cream, although I don't know why you would, but it would be that kind of a choice. You are relaxed and simply enjoy things for what they are. Level 3 is identity. So we have your authentic self, your preference, and now identity. And at this level, you identify with your preference. You feel a connection with the product, the thing, or the experience based upon what you've read, what you've been told, and what you've personally experienced. You become rigid in your defense of the attachment and become preoccupied with it. It is beginning to become part of your persona. Right, so now we've got the authentic self, preference, identity, and number 4 is internalization. At level 4, the attachment has become an intrinsic part of your identity. You take criticism personally if someone challenges your beliefs, and you become envious of others who you perceive to have more, do more, or are more than you. You only associate with people who share your own beliefs and judge others who don't share the views. You have internalized your attachment to such an extent that it has become a condition of your self-acceptance. All right, so far we have your authentic self, your preference, your identity, internalization, and now the last one, the 5th one, is a doozy, fanaticism. At level 5, you begin to worship your attachment. It is perfect and can do no wrong. You won't even listen to naysayers. If something goes wrong, you defend your position without question. If someone has a different belief, you judge them as the enemy, the traitor, the other. You become extremely competitive and controlling. You believe your way is the only way, And if you stumble, you feel like a complete failure and become depressed. There is no longer a separation between you and your attachment. At this level, your belief is stronger than your experience. You have become a fanatic and suffer the consequences when things begin to change. You know, when I looked at the fifth one, and actually as we went down the list, I started to see our political system in action in this country and in many countries, you know, because people go through these stages with their beliefs about their political party or their political candidate or the candidates themselves. So, what can you do to release on the attachments? Now, Ruiz stresses the importance of taking ownership of your life so you can experience the joy you were always meant to feel. He says, we are the ones responsible for ourselves and our reality. We are the creator of our own dream. The field of possibilities awaits our next step, and we can take that step confident in our ability to do so. When we are aware and see the truth of infinite potential, that is ultimate freedom. You are responsible, you are the creator, and you have the power to take advantage of the field of infinite possibilities that await your next thought, your next word, your next action. So, why is it important to live a joyful life? You know, besides the reason that it makes you feel good, being joyful changes your vibrational frequency. And what's the big deal about that? All right, most of you know this. So for some of you, but some of you might be new to the concept of our frequency and energy and vibration. And for others, I'm offering this information as a reminder because I think sometimes we forget. At least I do sometimes. Okay. Everything is made up of energy. Yes? Your chair is energy, the rocks outside are energy, the ocean is energy, you are energy. Okay. And you, me, and everything around us is always changing and connected through energy. You know, you are all sitting there in the sanctuary or watching on Facebook or YouTube because you feel an energetic connection with this ohana. And every tiny piece of the universe moves in a certain way and at a certain speed. It is called its frequency, and it can be measured. So when people say they want to raise their vibrational frequency, it means they want to increase their energy level in a way that makes them feel better physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And being joyful, loving, and grateful are the best ways to have high energy or high frequency. And when you live like that, you can experience amazing things that go beyond everyday events. Plus, you become a magnet that attracts other people who want to be around that kind of positive energy. That's why talking about harvesting and living joy is so important. I thought about how we might increase our joy index and came upon a suggestion that immediately filled my heart. Would you like to know what that is? Shall I share it? Thank you. It would have been so embarrassing if you had said no. What about sending letters of appreciation and love to people in need of joy and encouragement or organizations that serve people in need of joy and encouragement? What would that be like? You know, that way we can collectively make meaningful change at a time when we need it most and when others need it most. So, what I came across were suggestions for creating these letters. And just think about it might be uh, the hospital, it might be hospice, it might be um, the food bank, wherever serves, it might be your library. But how many organizations get letters just saying, "Hey, I think you're doing a great job. I think you're wonderful," and maybe even include another note and say, "Hey, you are amazing," and I'm including a note for you to give to someone who you think might be in need of joy and encouragement. I mean, it might even be someone you don't know. Maybe carry little notes of appreciation that you create when you're walking along the street. And it might even be you see a homeless person, put a few dollars in there and put in some form of encouragement and just hand it to them, sealed envelope, and walk on. So the suggestion is to make this a special ritual for yourself. Find a comfortable place where you can take your time to elevate your own frequency of joy and love before you begin to write. Find a nice writing paper or a note card, get your favorite pen and begin. And just imagine the impact that your letter might have. And mail it or hand it out, without any thought of what you might be getting in return. Just make this a gesture of generosity without expectation. But I saw a few of you kind of perk up when I suggested writing a letter of appreciation and love to an organization or an individual. It's like, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. So I know for me, I'm going to start my list of places that I can do that and send out at least one a week. So know that the letters of love and appreciation will send ripples of joy and energy out to a receptive planet. The Buddha said, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. So until next week, keep your frequency high, your mind open, and your joy ever expanding. And so it is.
As we make joyful noise. Thank you so much, Reverend Sophia. What a honor and a blessing it is to have her coming in, sharing her light and love and joy. And the frequency is light frequency. It's all just different densities of light. And so as we share the joy, we share the light of love. And that comes from the delight in our hearts. What an honor it is to be sharing these thoughts in community. Now is the time in our service where we'll do our offertory prayer. So as you gather your tithes and offerings in support of this ministry, there are many ways in which you can make your donation, some of which are going to be on board, and all of which we are abundantly grateful. And so it's this time for those attending service, ushers will be coming forward, passing around the tithing bowl. And so now take your gifts in your hands. And as we hold these gifts, we'll do our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. And so it is. And with joy, we'll have our musician, Dondi, coming back in for some more music. Thank you, Dondi.
People, are you listening to what we're about to say. We're on a mission, trying to find a way. If you and me make a guarantee to spread a little aloha around the world. And I know we can work it out and make this world a better place for you and me. A-L-O-H-A, aloha is done on our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. Could you imagine all around the world a little aloha in every boy and girl? Could you imagine how simple life could be with a little aloha in you and me? Let's spread a little bit of aloha, put a little love in your heart, take a little dip in the ocean. Ah, yeah. Uh-huh. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. Aloha means hello, and aloha means goodbye, and aloha means I love you, and I want to take you higher, want to take you higher with a little aloha. I can touch the sky with a little aloha, aloha. Let's spread a little aloha, put a little love in your heart, take a little dip in the ocean. Oh yeah, oh yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha, your aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day.
Spread all that aloha around the world. Thank you, Donnie. Thank you so much for sharing your aloha. You're a blessing to the world for sure. And now's the time where we'll bless these gifts and offerings as offertory blessing. So together, through spirit, we know, as we give, so shall we receive. We now dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this center, in our lives, in our community, and so it is. Mahalo ke kua. Thank you, God. And thank you, ushers. And now I have a few announcements. First and foremost, we have our prayer ministry. Be Unity is the app. With the Be Unity app on your phone, you can get instant connection to prayer. We also have the prayer request forms in the back of the sanctuary. Fill out a form, put it in the box. We'll pray over them here, and then send them on to Silent Unity, where they receive 30 days of consecutive prayer. The power of prayer is tenfold, and so sharing that blessing is the power of prayer. And so just a few other announcements. Team Member of the Month, Mamie Bramlett. Thank you, Mamie. She is so amazing. She, so humble. She never says anything, but she takes care of everything after everybody leaves. And so she's doing all the pickup and cleaning. So your service to devotion to the center, we are truly grateful, Mamie, and a longtime Unity of Macona member who brings all the food and fellowship, regularly cleans. And so, Mamie, your willingness to offer whatever support is needed and share your talents is greatly appreciated. And so thank you for your bright, shining light, and we love you totally. I'd like to say a special thank you to Elaine and Clyde and Patrick, Kayla, Dondi, and Diana. Bookshelf now complete. All the books on the shelves, but you can't take them yet, not until Elaine does the list of all what's going on up there. The catalog. Yeah, so once that catalog's ready, you're more than welcome to come and check out books. We have amazing new books on the new bookshelf. So thank you guys for participating and getting that put together for us yesterday. Truly. Yeah, that's pretty cool for sure. Join us for the board meeting today, 11:30. We're going to try to get the board meeting started as we can move through these things in the business of the church. And so please don't hesitate to, as we're coming now ready for the, let me jump down just a little bit further. Okay, I know we got this. Well, they gave me a clipboard for it and everything, but I'm not seeing it here because we got the new members class coming up, right? That was today? That was yesterday. That's why it's not on my list. Okay. So anybody that's a new member can actually, once you're here for a year participating in the service, you can join the board. And so we're always looking for people to participate and help us with the board, workings of the board. And you're more than welcome to sit in on the board meeting today starting at 11:30. There you go. I got that one. Community, ukulele drop-in. Oh, yeah, Kanakapila. And so it has been canceled for tomorrow. Oh, okay. I was all excited then as I keep reading, Uncle. All right.
Sorry, I'm going to be out of town.
And so he's going to be out of town. Donnie and Diana are going on a little respite and going to check out another island, a little bit inter-island travel for them. So God bless you guys. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe and come back to us shortly. And so we'll see them again shortly. Don't miss the ukulele classes are happening every Monday now. And so it's the drop-in ukulele groups. And so definitely check that out. Dondi, we appreciate you putting that together for us. Just a reminder for the evening of self-healing meditation and discovery hosted by Sean is this Tuesday. Correct, Sean? Yeah, okay. So we're all good for the 19th from 6:30 to 7:30. And we look forward to seeing you here. So come join us for the meditation self-healing service, and that's this Tuesday at 6:30. And so Unity will be participating in the 20th annual Kona Thanksgiving Interfaith Concert scheduled for Monday, November 20th at 6 p.m. That's the Interfaith Choirs, and that's going to be over at the Lutheran Church in town here. And so I've got a sign-up sheet. I'm going to pass it around. Add your name to the list. And please participate. We need to get the choir together for that Sunday service. The choir is already gathering here in the morning, pre-service, to practice the two songs. We're getting ready to go. So come share the music, make a joyful noise to the Lord, and share it with the rest of the community. So it's really cool. I've been participating in this now for quite a few years. And so the Interfaith Concert coming up in November 20th at 6 p.m. So that's a Monday evening. And so practice for yes. Okay, Unity will have another movie night on Friday, September 22nd. So coming up is the movie night, and the doors will open at 6:30. The feature film, Shrek. Oh, yeah, everybody likes this guy. I like the donkey. Okay, the donkey was pretty cool. But the film will start at 6:45, and the movie is free. So bring the kids. The keikis are all welcome as parents, and even if you don't have children, it's a fun movie. And so no outside food will be allowed or drinks, but we will be selling gummies and popcorn and bottled water. So please come and share the movie night. That'd be Friday, September 22nd. Unity will host another circulation day. That went over so well. Community got so much support. So bring your goods that you're not using anymore and start gathering your slightly used items. Bring them here by 8 a.m., 1 hour before the doors open on Saturday, the 28th. And so on October 28th from 9 till 1 o'clock p.m. here in the sanctuary, the circulation day. So this is a community effort where everybody here at the sanctuary kind of filters through stuff and downsizes, bring it to the church, and we offer it free to the community. And so anything that's left over after that goes to the shelters here. And so it's an awesome way to support the local community with the circulation and keep things moving. That way you don't get attached to things. Yeah, attachments. Watch out for the attachments. Okay. So there you go. Circulation Day. And probably a bake sale, too. We do the bake sale again? Yes, the bake sale. And so, yeah. Sign up to bring some goodies. This is how the church makes a little money during the circulation days. We sell our baked goods. And so it's kind of a fun way to participate, and it's a lot of fun for the group to get together. And now it takes a village to run the spiritual Ohana, my friends. And so we appreciate everybody kindly consider supporting Unity of Kona and becoming a contributor, your times, treasures, and talents. Next Sunday, guest speaker will be Sasha Knowles. I see you, Sasha. Aloha. And so she's going to do her topic next Sunday. Fall in love with you. Oh, yeah. Time to gather all the goods and celebrate you. Music next week will be by Larry Sire. So we got Larry coming in from Texas next week. So awesome. I know he's not flying over. His arms will get tired. But he's going to via Zoom stuff. So it's kind of cool. And so don't miss us. Join us next week. And so in closing, I'd have everybody please stand. Make a circle behind the cameras, if you will, as we get ready to do our closing songs. Let there be peace on earth and aloha oi. Until next week, my friends, be safe. Detach from your things that cause you problems. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And as we hold this joy and excitement in our hearts, feel the delight in every little thing that you may see. Share that love, share it, write the letter, and share the aloha. And with that, we'll finish with aloha oi. Aloha oi, aloha oi, eke ono na no I kalipo. One fond embrace, ahoy ai ao, until we meet again. Hui ho and aloha. Okay. All right. Well, don't forget there's some snacks upstairs, so please enjoy a little bit of snacks as we fellowship and as we say goodnight for everybody else. And God bless you all. Come back and visit us here in Kailua Kona next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right, my friends. And with that, God bless you. Aloha.
No.